Hi, it's Chris Watkin here, and I'm back with John Hards, who was the National Director for Countrywide in over 700 estate agency, letting agency branches with his lettings proposition for Countrywide. John, Countrywide in the 1990s and the 2000s were a huge force, huge force. A lot of people thought it was absolutely stupid to have multiple brands. You should have. What I want to talk about is that multi-brand strategy and what you learned from having that multi-brand strategy and the leadership from within it. So talk to me.
Our brands are so important. And I learned that when I was at Nationwide, and they got rid of all the brands. So they bought lots of very good brands and eventually called it all Nationwide. And no one knew Nationwide were agents, and everybody remembered the local name. And so you lost customers immediately through losing the brand. It was very important. And Countrywide had some fantastic brands. You know, obviously Bairstow's and Mab & Co. and eventually John Deere Wood, Hamptons. I mean, why would you change Hamptons and call it Countrywide? You would never do that. So branding is very important. And I can't remember how many brands, but there were
30,
50,
40.
60.
Was that?
Oh,
wow.
My goodness, yes. There were lots of brands. I mean, you had tiny niche brands, like 6 branches in the Cotswolds called R.A. Bennett.
Know that.
Or a handful of branches, you know, but there were and there are high quality brands all over. So it was important.
Headache for marketing, though.
Of course. But you know what? If you want something, if you want to be successful, it doesn't come easy. You've got to put yourself out and make sure you do the right things. So brand's terribly important. It also dictates where you are in the market. And there were some locations in the same high street. So you don't want to compete against each other. You want brands that don't compete.
Did they have the same area managers?
In some cases, yes.
Wow.
Not all cases. So added a little bit of competition if you're in the same location. But some of the MDs were very skilled at running a business and wouldn't worry about which brand it was. You know, they just had to be successful. So the branding didn't make such a difference to the way you ran. Well, it did to the way you run it, because obviously different brands have different cultures, and that was also very evident in the business, because the Hamptons and John Deere Wood culture are not like the Bairstow's culture.
No.
So you know, you have to adapt to that. But many of the guys in charge were skilled at that. If it was too big a difference, they might, you know, have MDs would overlap, you know, with brands and things. So it did happen. It was what was best for the fit, and I think, you know, it was not only brands that people to worry about, it was the fact that we had so many subsidiary companies with so many MDs. But of course, that structure encourages competition.
And was there autonomy between, you know, each
Absolutely.
brand?
Yeah.
Because again, that's unheard of today, isn't it?
It is. It is. And actually, that's a very good point, because they were run that way. So it's very important.
Because, you know, estate agents do, when I say I hate, it's a strong word, hate their competitors. Was there rivalry between?
You might get that some locally, yes. Not across MDs, but locally in the towns, you could have that, definitely. Yeah.
Do you think that's good for estate agency? You know,
Well, I think it's good to have competition.
What about collaboration?
I don't think it ever got in the way of collaboration. I don't think we ever saw that. And if we did, it would be squashed.
What, so, you know, you could almost have 4 brands in the same town and they could put their swords down and go out for a pizza and a...
Oh, definitely. That genuinely they got on. Most locations, they all work for the same business. And it's good
that's
because
unheard of today, isn't it?
But they can learn from each other. And you know, why not get on with it? I mean, people talk to their competitors and go for a beer with their competitors anyway in the town. I mean, it's
do they?
They used to.
I mean, probably when we were on the front line, we did. But
we did. I mean, maybe it's different now, but I would have thought.
But do you think the youngsters could learn something from it?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, working together is a much better thing to do than have rival. I mean, why worry about trying to hit a competitor? Go out there and, you know, you want to be the lead. And you don't get that from being nasty to a competitor. You get that from giving a good service, having a good business. Let them follow you. You don't need to follow anybody in life and in business. I think it's, you know, be your own person. Be strong about it. Be clear about what you want to achieve. Look at your market share. Look at what's going on. And that's really, so, you know, leadership in Countrywide taught you that, because of the subsidiaries that were dying. There were so many subsidiaries. You had to run your own business. You stood and fell by your numbers and your profits and your market share. And important.
It's interesting you use the word leadership there. Do you think that branch managers and area managers are as strong in their leadership skills as they were probably 20 years ago?
And it's difficult to say because I'm not so involved in it. But
Yeah, but come on,
the thing,
you hit
I
things.
think I was always keen to think the branch manager was the key person.
Yeah, you're right.
They run that location for you. They're going to recruit good people. They're known in the community. They will network in the community. And if they come into the office and they're driven every day because they want to achieve something, then you've got the right person. You don't want staff turnover or in managers. Area managers, again, often promoted out of being a branch manager. It's not always suitable for them.
No, because
it's a different skill set.
Yeah, I mean the amount of people that valuers that got promoted to be a manager, and
they're different skill sets,
aren't they?
So, you know, if we had that, we would have people that go up to an area manager, didn't find it so easy. They could always go back and do the branch job again. I mean, you know, they can always do.
And they were given out get out of jail cards.
Absolutely right. Yeah. Why would you lose someone who was a star in a branch just because he can't or she can't do the job in the area? It's a different thing. It's much more administration. So lots of salespeople running branches don't realise how much admin there is in area manager, regional job, how much recruitment, how much you know, compliance there is these days, and really it's all about people and motivating people.
Do you think we've forgotten that it's a people business?
Hopefully not, but I'm sure at times in some businesses.
We're filming this in July 2025. There's been a certain thing on Panorama recently with Connells, and we're not here to slag Connells off in any way, shape, or form. But do you think we as an industry at the bigger level have forgotten about the fact?
Quite possibly. I think at senior level, I mean, certainly businesses that are run by accountants, and many are now, they are not people, you know, they don't look at people so much, they look at numbers. But it's all about the people, and you need to recruit the best and train the best and motivate those people. If they want to work for you, you're going to win. If you have to make them work for you, you're going to lose. That's how I used to think about it. So if people wanted to work for me, I was going to win every day. And sometimes they can't always produce the best results. So you go and help them and look at what's wrong and why. And then you sort of bring them around and coach them through it. But yeah, I think we have lost that. And some businesses have lost that. We maintained that at Countrywide. The accountants and the number crunchers are desperately important. You can't run a business without them. But don't let them near the people. Don't let them run the business.
Don't let the CFO be the CEO.
No.
And on that note, we'll leave it at that. Thank you for your time today, John.
You're welcome.